All right, so today we're going to unpack a really fascinating and pretty complex idea about humanity's purpose. Think of it like a story in three parts. First, a divine blueprint for where we were supposed to go, then a huge disruption that knocked us way off course, and finally, this dramatic intervention that basically created a whole new path for us. It's a big story for sure. So let's just dive right in. Have you ever wondered about that? Why do so many ancient myths all over the world talk about a lost golden age? About gods walking among us, or something vital being stolen or lost? The material we're looking at today kicks off with this exact question, and it puts forward this idea that maybe, just maybe, these stories aren't just fantasy. What if they're echoes, little fragmented memories of a reality we've long forgotten? Okay, so to really get what was lost, we've got to start with the original plan, right? The blueprint. The whole idea here is that humanity was never supposed to be just stumbling around in the dark, figuring things out by ourselves. There was a plan, a guided journey towards something pretty extraordinary.
And this is where it gets really specific. The central argument is that our whole existence has one single ultimate purpose. It's to choose consciously to have an eternal union with the Creator, by fusing with the divine spark that's already inside of us. That's the end game.
And that divine spark has a name, the Father fragment. Now this is crucial. The text is super clear that this isn't some metaphor for your conscience or a nice poetic idea. Nope. It's presented as a literal living piece of the infinite Creator that actually lives inside every single person who can tell right from wrong. It's like this silent partner, just waiting for us to choose it.
So what was the path supposed to look like? Well, this lays it out perfectly. Life here on Earth, that was just step one, kind of like kindergarten. The plan was this whole structured education that would continue after we die on these places called mansion worlds, and then on up through even higher spiritual realms. And it all leads to that one final moment, fusing with the source. It was supposed to be a clear step-by-step ladder. But, as all those old stories hint, that's not what happened. Something went horribly, horribly wrong. That whole beautiful blueprint got shattered. So now, let's get into how that happened.
And here's the thing, it wasn't just one bad day, it was like a chain reaction, a total domino effect. First, there was a massive rebellion way out in the cosmos, led by a being named Lucifer. Then that trickled down to our own planet's designated guide, Caligastia, who also betrayed his post. And to top it all off, the mission of Adam and Eve to kind of upgrade humanity, that failed too. It was just this cascade of disasters that basically cut us off, left us totally isolated.
This quote just nails the consequence of all that. Humanity has lived in the shadows of its own destiny. With our teachers gone, we were left in the dark, right? Suddenly on our own, trying to piece together the meaning of it all from these little fragments of truth we find in myths, in scriptures, in our own gut feelings. According to this view, that's why we're so spiritually confused.
And this comparison really drives the point home. Look at the left side. That was the plan. We were supposed to have visible, celestial guides you could talk to, a divine capital city right here on Earth, non-stop spiritual education. But look at the right. That's our reality. The guides are invisible if we feel them at all. That divine city, it's just a myth now, like Atlantis. And that one unified truth, it's been shattered into thousands of different, often conflicting religions. Okay, but the story isn't all doom and gloom. It doesn't end there. The source material talks about this huge turning point, a direct, powerful, divine intervention that was designed to get us back on track, to create a new way forward.
And that intervention, according to this thesis, was the life of Jesus of Nazareth. But this wasn't just a historical event, it's framed as a cosmic event of unbelievable importance. It's presented as the seventh and final time that the Creator Son of our local universe came down and lived a life within His own creation. His time on Earth was the big, climactic move to fix what was broken.
So let's be really clear on this point. The text says that Jesus was the human form of a being called Michael of Nebadon, the creator and ruler of our entire local universe. So his mission wasn't just to be a great teacher, it was to live a perfect life, fully aligned with God's will, and by doing that to legally and spiritually win our world back from those who had led it astray.
And after his mission was done, something incredible happened. This Creator Son poured out what's called the Spirit of Truth over all of humanity. Think of it like a permanent spiritual software update for the entire planet.
It's this new energy that makes every single person's mind more able to connect with truth and to hear that quiet voice of the Father fragment inside them. And this is the real game changer. Here's why. Before this happened, only a few people who were really seeking God would get a Father fragment. But after the Spirit of Truth was released, every single person with a normal mind automatically gets one. The door to eternity was thrown wide open for everybody. It basically democratized the chance for eternal survival for the entire human race.
So, with this new reality in place, where everyone has this direct line to the Creator inside them, it calls for a totally different way of looking at morality, at right and wrong. Let's dig into what the source calls the new moral compass.
This comparison lays it out so clearly. The old way of thinking about morality was all external, right? It was based on rules, laws, thou shalt nots. You followed them because you were afraid of getting punished or maybe hoping for a reward. But this new morality, it's all internal. It's not about following a rule book, it's about listening to that divine compass inside you. And it's motivated by a real personal relationship with that divine presence. And this new moral compass really stands on three main pillars. First up is unity, that deep, gut-level knowing that the same peace of God inside me is also inside of you and everyone else. The second is love. And we're not talking about a warm, fuzzy feeling here. It's defined as the active choice to do good for others joyfully. And the third is creativity, the idea that we should align our actions, our work, our lives with the creative purpose of the universe itself.
And this really brings it all to a head. This quote presents the ultimate ethical code. It takes the golden rule we all know, do unto others, and it just levels it up. The new command is to treat other people as the God within you would treat the God within them. Suddenly, every single interaction becomes this sacred event, doesn't it?
So we end right back where we started, with a question. But this one isn't about the ancient past. It's about right here, right now. The whole thesis kind of leaves us with this challenge. If you really truly believed that a fragment of the Creator was inside you and inside every single person you meet, what would you do differently today? How would that one single idea change everything?